Have you ever been so anxious at the thought of driving that you just want to avoid it altogether? Or suddenly you realize, I don't really need groceries after all. You're not alone. Over 66% of Americans have driving anxiety, and 26% are terrified of merging on freeways and highways. Hi, I'm Kiara Hernandez, and this is Copilot, the app designed to give you confidence on the road. Copilot provides clear, easy, simple to follow instructions, such as turn left at this very stoplight, instead of confusing metrics such as in 800 feet. Copilot mimics your point of view, which makes it easy to distinguish landmarks so you know you're on the right track. Have trouble merging? Copilot sensors have you covered. You put them on the front, sides, and the back of the vehicle, and it lets you know if oncoming vehicles are in the next lane, and it tells you the perfect time to merge. Copilot also provides advanced lane guidance, so you'll know miles in advance to stay on the right lane to avoid more turns and more merges for the next upcoming stop. Copilot goes beyond basic navigation. It's there to provide security and assurance while you're on the road, which reduces your stress and reduces your anxiety, which ultimately leads to less accidents on the road. This is also helpful for people with heightened anxiety and those that deal with neurodivergence, so they'll be able to have clear, simple instructions they need just to get to their destination. Copilot full bundle includes a phone stand, the sensors, and also in-app customization. So if things go well and we work with Disney, Yoda can guide you. Yeah. No more stress, no more confusion, just calm and confidence with Copilot. Thank you.
Kiara, thank you. Really an energetic job there. I really appreciate it. So, how did you come up with this problem? I mean, is it something new? She was born with it.
Yeah, no, I'm super anxious. I had to do something. Someone had to step up. No, yeah. So, I love driving. Driving's great, but I'm also from the Bay Area. Not the best drivers, and especially San Francisco, the worst. Like, you can be going to Pier 39, but if you're in the wrong lane, you end up like on the right side, the wrong side of the place. You end up in Alcatraz. It's bad. So, yeah. So it's just, I thought about it, like, especially driving in places I'm unfamiliar with, I'm just like, which lane do I need to be in? I just want to minimize the amount of like merging I have to do. Like, what do you mean? I need specific instructions. Like, so that's where it came to me. I'm like, this has to be a thing.
I love that energy.
Thank you.
You had me hooked and kept focused the entire time.
Thank you.
How are you going to protect your liability? So if your system, if one of the camera fails something and says, hey, change lanes now, and you bump into a car, how are you going to protect yourself from the liability there?
That is a good point. We will figure that out. You. Yeah.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. Rome was not built in a day.
So I'm your first customer. I hate driving on the freeways. My family will attest to that. How do you reach me? How do you reach your customers? What's your go-to market strategy?
Well, I think a simple one, or at least one that's like effective to reach a lot of people, is probably like social media. Because we're always on our phones, and it's easier to like connect with people that way. But also, I'm also down for like maybe like business events, just letting people know like, hey, like this is something we all do. This is something most of us experience. So, this could be like a very much an everyday item or app to have, like pretty much like almost as essential as Google at this point.
I think great presentation, great energy. I'm going to agree with Natasha. There are people like us that cannot do without this. But have you talked to people to see how, others, how this idea lands with them? Like, what is their feedback? Like, if you talk to others?
So I mostly talk with people I know personally, especially it's a conversation that usually happens on the road where we're trying to go to point A to point B, and it's just like we're constantly like, is this the right lane? Is this the right lane? Like, are we in the right area? It's just like, man, wouldn't it be great if something existed so we know like miles in advance, this is the lane we should stay in the entire time. So when it comes time to making that one turn, we're on it. So it's a lot of like personal not influence, like personal feedback that I've been getting, you know. It's just a conversation that keeps going, and that's why it's stuck in my mind. I'm like, I know people want this, I want this, I need this.
And I love the idea. The value you're providing is tremendous to people like us, right? Like, we totally get that. From a navigation perspective, like companies that exist, this is like a quick tweak for them. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how are you going to from deploying this out, from making a differentiation, from making an impact, what's your thought on making that message through that this is a huge difference? Does that make sense, what I'm asking?
Yeah, I hope I answered this correctly, but pretty much it's just, I think we should also like emphasize like the benefits and like what you can get out of it. Because, you know, I also mentioned like customization.
Yeah.
So like, you know, certain people want certain view, like it just helps them better. Or like maybe they want to like, a lot of people like decoration, so like maybe it could be more like fun for them to look at. Or maybe even with the sensors, I was thinking like, oh, instead of like just bland little like squares you stick on your car, like, oh, what if they're stars? What if they're hearts? But then also like, you know, development takes time, but also something like direct like feedback, like, hey, is this the right lane? No, okay. Like, is this the right house? Yes. You know.
Thank you, Kiara.
Okay.